These last 6 months have been incredibly challenging. Many things have changed, but there are some things that haven't. We still need God, and we still need each other. Today we're joined by Brock and Kelli Fisher, new members to Westside, who will share their journey as a family going through this global pandemic. First, I'm interested in, what it was like to move from the Midwest, from Chicago to the New York City area with two little ones. Now you have three, but at that point you had two, I believe, right?
That's right.
And
that's right.
So what was it like to go through a big transition like that as young parents with little kids and all that entails?
We had been in Chicago, outside of Chicago, for 5 years, and we had both just gotten used to that, had some friend groups, all of that, and then, for the work opportunity, we had to come out here, and so it was starting over from square one just as we were getting comfortable.
Yeah.
So that was definitely tough.
At lightning speed.
Yeah.
So we found out we had 1 month to pack up the home, sell the house, find where we were gonna live, all of that. We really had to learn how to create home, not by what was physically around us, but with us.
Totally.
Us being the structure of home.
At some point, kind of Westside's on your radar. Can you say a little bit about your initial impressions? You kind of entering into this community, dipping your toes in the water, so to speak. What do you remember about, those early steps?
Upon walking in, one of the first things was the children's program, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, you walk in and it was Esme who greeted us. She had on her orange shirt and she was just so warm. And it was like Poppy, I could see Poppy just, kind of getting like swept up in that warmth. And I was too. I mean, I was just like, it was like she knew us. And I think she could see, right away that we needed help. Oh, how do we get involved? What do we do? How do we get in the system? And she was just on it. There was, it was effortless. And that really stayed with me. We knew that we wanted to become members because we felt so at home here. I think it was the chili cook-off that we came to, and it was the hoedown and just the way, I don't know, it felt like family.
That was super fun.
We're away from all of our family in the Midwest.
Aww.
So for us, it was like, we want to contribute ourselves and commit ourselves to that greater community because that was something I think we were missing. If we had not joined, especially in COVID, we'd be missing all of that. We'd just be with each other all the time. And I think this has, allowed us to connect in a different way.
So if I'm remembering correctly, that chili cook-off was about the time we started to hear things from China about the COVID-19, and all of a sudden, fast forward a month or two, and we're in this global pandemic. And so how did the pandemic in general impact you and your family?
2 and then 3, 5 and under in terms of kids was bananas. I mean, just being in the house every day and then to wake up and it's the same exact day. I mean, talk about an existential crisis.
Yeah.
I've lived through one other just really crazy catastrophe, and that was the tornadoes when they came through Alabama. And I mean, these are just insane, like mile-wide tornadoes that just decimated the town I was living in. And after something like that, when the lights go out and they're totally out and it's fresh and it's that night, civilization seems like it's held together by a complete thread. All of these structures that we think are so concrete and unchangeable and we're safe and we're secure, all it takes is a slight switch of circumstances for us to be back, basically early humans roaming the plains again. So I think that it goes back to kind of an original basic human need, that I think when you feel more vulnerable, it's a time that you really feel like, wow, now is the time that I can turn to God, and I really need that to be able to turn to God right now. And so I think that's this moment that we're in. We're facing something where the rules of civilization are changing and everything's changing around us. The complete impermanence is very clear, and I think that God can be, as always, the rock, the foundation, when all of the human structures are kind of falling apart.
So today, as you think about what church is, how would your answer to that question be different today than it would have been even when you in January at the chili cook-off, as as an example?
Yeah, the need for community right now, and even I say this over and over again to Kelli, how strong virtual communities have become when it's all you have. I mean, I would way rather be face to face with everybody, but even when you can't, the virtual community is so necessary. And I mean, certainly that hermit instinct, it's great, and I think human beings can do that up to a point, but I do think we're hardwired to do things together. And I think there's the function of the church. I think that pursuit of spirituality and understanding the universe is something that we can do together, and sometimes need to do together with a group.
Yeah, well, gosh, you've been so generous with telling your story. Is there anything that you feel like would be helpful for people to know about your experience in the pandemic, your experience of faith or church?
Join those groups and those emails. I mean, you just did, I believe you just did the men's group. I'm going to be doing the moms group on Tuesday. I've hopped onto the couple of the wellness, and as you're able, but do it. I mean, don't be afraid, because I was so scared to, even virtually sometimes I get in my head, and I learned so much about myself, about other people, and I don't know, it fulfills me in a way that I could never have anticipated, and I think we need it now more than ever. We need to remember that outside of our home, there are other people in their homes feeling the same way, and we can all be a support for one another.
Kelli's preaching my language over here without a doubt, so I second everything she said, because I'm always the voice of, just do the cannonball into the pool. You know what I mean? like get in there. If something doesn't work for you, you can always back out. Do you know what I mean? But get in and experience it. Just jump in. And I agree with Kelli totally with everything she just said. You join a church, then enjoy the resources that are there, and really get to know folks.
The choices we make today impact the future we will have tomorrow. Help us become the blessing our community needs.